welcome to the Super R-CADE Show.
Unmute. How's everybody doing? Hello, welcome. It's time for this week's Super R-CADE Show! Oh, that was loud. Let's turn that down. You guys can't hear the rest of the guys because I've deafened the call, which I'm now going to undeafen.
Lewis, you don't flex. Lewis, you drop your arm.
Lewis, don't flex. Don't flex.
I've raised the other one. So, yeah.
Flex for muscle and he let us through.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, and that means it's time for another edition of the Super R-CADE Show. The show where we catch up with each other, catch up with the team R-CADE, see how everybody's doing. We catch up with the latest video game news from around the world, and we catch up with all the other random BS that we come up with in our tiny little brains. So thank you very much for joining. The music is so loud.
Who needs big brains when you've got big muscles instead?
Sorry.
Tank top season is here, folks.
Oh God, what are these people with their arms? Look at them. Look at their arms.
Yeah, look at these arms.
Look at
them.
them.
It was raining earlier.
So welcome to the Super Gun Show. I mean Arcade Show.
Dad, this is unrelated, but just because I got this motion in my head, my dad likes to brag he can work out any song from the first chord most of the time. And he was saying that about the radio that just happened to be on. He was like, oh, this is absolute 80s. I know every song that comes up. And he was like this one. And I knew it was Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles. And he just turned to me and went, who's that? And I went, it's the Bangles. And he interrupted me by going, it's the Egyptians. And I was like, you've just messed up everything there.
Walk Like the Bangles by the Egyptians.
He was on a roll and then...
And I just went downhill.
Thank you, Sam. I hope your dad is well. I haven't seen him in a while, actually.
Neither have I.
Really?
I've been in the shed.
You've been...
The corner smells horrible at the moment, by the way.
I'm glad it's that corner you pointed to, not the one behind you.
So I'm really disappointed. I still love you if you're out there watching Main Event Candles, and I might be winning one of their new Nyla Rose collaborative candles. But I lit the one for my favourite boy, the one based on Razor Ramon, the Cuban tobacco and oak, and it smelled like fish somehow from the beginning of it being lit. And I was sitting here editing going, someone spilled liver oil.
I don't get how tobacco can smell nice, because like smelling someone smoking isn't nice.
I miss smoking so much. Thanks for that.
Oh my God, are you part of the sleeveless brigade then?
Just roll up your skin. Sorted.
Oh my God, she's shirtless.
Speaking of rolling up your skin, Lewis, how are you? How is people did things to your skin today? How are you?
Yeah, I got my second microchip dosage.
So
I already feel like soon I'll be able to transform into objects that I can see, so that's fun. But yeah, no, it was good fun. Just been chilling most of the week. I finally got around to spray painting my Overseer mask from Dishonored that I 3D printed.
Wahoo!
But it's currently drying over in the corner of my room, so my room smells like spray paint, and I can't go get it.
That's fair.
So,
it's okay. We can show it off next week. So tune in next week to see Lewis's creation.
Yes, because I'll have it beautifully washed by then.
Of concern.
That's how we do it.
Did you spray paint inside of your room?
No, I took it outside.
I'm starting to wonder if the vertical might actually be the paint fumes.
No. I took it outside, sprayed it, and then I was just like, wow, this sun is killing me. And then I came back inside like a little mole person. But yeah, that's how I've been.
I hate to break it to you, Nadia, but the Star Wars AT-AT that I've been working on and putting a...
You are muted.
I know, I didn't mean that. I was moving my keyboard. I've got it though, don't worry. The Star Wars AT-AT I've been working on, I spray painted that inside R-CADE. I just went in the cupboard, set up a cardboard box, and then spray painted it in the cupboard, and then closed the cupboard really quickly so all the stuff stayed in the cupboard. It's great.
No, right, so not only did you do the whole spray painting indoors, you decided to move it to a more enclosed location.
No.
That location is already filled with weed stank anyway.
It does. It's well ventilated, that cupboard. Yeah.
When did
Is
you
it?
spray the AT-AT?
About 3 months ago.
Alright, okay, then
Mm,
that's...
Nothing to do with how I feel right now. Don't worry, it's no effect on that at all whatsoever.
He just stopped smoking at that point.
Why
I
am
just-
I the health
I-
and safety
Something-
person?
I just live on
Excuse
the
me?
edge. I live on the edge. What you've
Why
got?
you say I'm
You've
not-
got a smelly corner, Sam. You know, just don't.
That was a joke based
Yeah,
on the
you're lighting
implication
fish
that I live in.
candles.
The health and
healthy
safety
bit
thing I've got
bad.
is that I don't know,
Excuse me.
Sam's thing might be a fire trap at the moment. Due to the candles. But anytime I go,
It's the dangly- it's-
and they go, I'm gonna put contact lenses on. I'm like, but you need to put goggles on as well, otherwise.
It's the
someone else in contact
It's
lenses.
the dangly things actually above the candle that worry me more than anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're in front of. There's enough of a distance.
Mhm.
Flames flicker and wax.
There's no air.
You know that you can.
There's no air.
That's not how fire works, Sam.
like,
I know how
the fact
fireworks
that you
they
can
get lit and then they
light
go
a
up and go
candle
back.
from,
It's
like,
lit, yo.
Because it's like, what? Yeah, okay.
Crystal, I don't smoke anymore. I gave up probably, I think, 3.5-4 weeks ago now. I went cold
What's happening
turkey.
is withdrawal
Wow.
symptoms.
I went
You're
cold.
still,
This is anti-hitting withdrawal.
you're still smoking in Maverick, right? Chef's kiss.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Hey, says please. Hey.
Andy did like I did and rewatched the scene where Paul Walker drives away at the end of Fast and Furious 7, and it's made him so sad he's unwell.
It's been a long time. I can't sing anymore
It's
because my
actually
voice
the
is
tears.
screwed. This is a dear friend.
Do you remember at the premiere that they held where Vin Diesel sang that song because he loves Wiz Khalifa so much?
I think it's because he loves Paul Walker so much. To be fair,
That's also an
that's
option.
probably the
Could
reason.
be it.
That'd be the main
Maybe it could be
reason.
it.
Paul Walker did perform the song.
And it's almost as bad as that time that I got a really sore throat and kept trying to do the
Marimba.
scooter from Borderlands scooter. The
Oh yeah.
That's your right.
that's alright. And I tried to do that with a sore throat, and it sounded like the saddest thing anyone had ever written.
Nice. Anyway, Nadia, how are you? How's your week been? Actually, moving on.
I've been alright. Energy is low, but okay. I'm perking up. I got results back for one of my university projects,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was top tier.
Congratulations.
Pretty awesome, and I'm happy about that. Now I
Okay.
just need to figure out the other two, which will hopefully just, be good.
Be good.
Yes.
You're the gingerbread man from.
You mean
Shrek 2?
the
No.
classic Mongo is his name?
Yeah, he
Um,
was not named well.
That was not a nice
No.
name. I didn't want to say it. But
Yeah, I wanted to say it because yesterday I was talking to Megan about Shrek locations, like the Donkey Verse and Shrek'sville. I don't know why we were talking about this, but she hit out with
The Donkey
the Democratic Republic of Mongo,
Yeah.
and I wanted to share that with the world.
Thank you for that.
It was so bizarre that you think about that, and I was just like, did they just decide to shout that because he was doing a Scottish accent?
Maybe.
Maybe.
There's a former American football player who's involved with WCW whose nickname was Mongo, and I'm trying to find out why.
Well,
If
the
I
reason
press this, oh, that
that
comes up. Okay, let's not do
it's
that.
Plus-
used and the way that it is used,
Is
it's
he
a
a,
very bad, complex.
is he a big fella? He's about to crash this party.
Oh, there's no explanation as to where this nickname came from. Never mind.
Um,
Quick question.
Yes.
Do Shrek 2 versus Toy Story 2, which improves on the original movie more?
Shrek
Shrek
2
2.
improves on the
Shrek
movie
2.
more. Because Shrek 1 wasn't great. It was okay, but it wasn't as good as Shrek 2. Shrek 2 was a marked improvement on Shrek 1,
Yes.
whereas Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 1 probably
Toy Story 2 is
quite-
marginally better.
quite high level, both of them. So,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah. This is-
And they all went on to fail on their third movie.
The third one was.
Toy Story 3 was
Toy
okay.
Story.
Toy Story 3 wasn't too
I
bad.
wanted
Shrek
them
3,
all-
Shrek the third wasn't great.
And then when it gets into the region of fours, it's just
Yeah.
shame.
I
Like Forever
wanted
After.
all of the toys to fall into the furnace at the end.
No.
Because then
Would have been a better
we
ending
went,
than
and we would
making
be
a new
free.
film. Yeah.
we would be
And then-
free if they all just died.
We would be free. Anyway, Nadia, you were talking about your week, and I interrupted with a ridiculous question.
That's pretty much it. I've kept doing yoga. Yay. I took a break from it for a couple of days because I felt like crap, but I went back to it. Yay. I played better Siege on Saturday.
Woo! I'm glad.
Whee!
My absence makes you better. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Actually, we started off with 3 straight game losses, and I went, maybe we do need Andrew.
Oh, no. I'm not that great. I mean, at last
We got swept in the first game.
And
the Saturday
then
previous, I was playing well.
doing well, and everybody else started doing well. It was great.
There you go.
And because I got to a point where I was like, let you all know that's the best I'm playing this whole time. Nearly got an ace, but I'm like, that's the only thing that. And then I just kept actually doing alright. We're good.
It's good. It's good. That was for those of you who didn't tune in on Saturday. That was the R-CADE team stream, which was Rainbow Six Siege. You guys didn't try the new mode, did you?
No.
You were talking about it, and you said it wouldn't be suitable.
No, because the new mode basically it's like a Geiger counter. Like the thing
so you
can
need
move around, like people can pick it up and run away. So you need to be able to hear it.
I see.
And me and Tony, when we were playtesting it, realised that it was bad because I was last man standing.
Directional
And
was.
Tony's like, I've just realised it's entirely on the right side, which is why
Is
you can't
it?
it's directional. And I was because it was directional and it was on the right side of the map, and I was like, I can't hear anything. And Tony's like, oh.
Nadia has hearing issues. For those of you
I
also
have
tuning in
partial
for the
hearing
first time. There you
My
are.
right ear, I've got partial hearing loss, which is why I use a phone-anchored hearing aid in day-to-day life.
So
It doesn't work with headphones.
Her echolocation is screwed, basically. So.
Keep your schedule open all day Saturday, because if you tune in from 3 PM on the R-CADE Glasgow Patreon, you get to see the season finale of our Versus series with One Life Left. And then if you tune in at 6 PM on this channel, you'll get to see the R-CADE Glasgow team stream, which is the continuation of Can Sam Get Good at Siege before the end of May.
Indeed.
And then if you stick around in the R-CADE Discord at 8 PM, you get the after
stream
party.
after party.
Why am I telling you all this? Because Sam messed up again, and you can't watch last Saturday's stream on R-CADE 2 because my voice is the only thing you can hear, so I deleted it.
Really? Oh,
It's happened several things. I think it's fixed. It's fixed now, hopefully.
Wow.
At this point, we probably just shouldn't have stream thing running.
No, I fixed it. It's good.
Have you?
Yes,
You
because
said you fixed it on Wednesday.
Well, see, I did, and then it was different.
Did you unfix it?
No, I didn't unfix it. It was fixed in a different Streamlabs scene, and so I had to fix it in the other scene. And it should all be good now. We're all gun show. Back to the.
See, but
I don't
like,
wanna get
would
fired.
Consider that tattoo if I didn't
If I
already
get
know that
fired,
getting
I can go
banged
work
really,
for
really, really hurts.
TNA.
I'm always, and this was. Well, I say this was bad enough. I nearly fell asleep getting that done, but I'm just.
Nice.
Sam, how was your week?
We can move on. Andrew, how's your week?
No. Right back at you, sir. How was your week?
Fine.
revenge.
Finished university
I'm
work,
surprised I made that noise with my throat the way it is right now.
Has to be submitted between 2 PM today and 2 PM tomorrow, but I went on at 2:05 today and the upload link wasn't there, so I've set a reminder to do it at 9 PM. Otherwise, I've not done much because the last week was the first half was spent doing Nout, trying to get into the mind frame to be able to do uni work because my mind has been set on video editing. And now that that's done, I very quickly moved back into video editing, so I'm working on this Sunday's Patreon exclusive gameplay, which is going to be me playing WWF No Mercy for the first time. There's a lot of energy in that video and you're going to enjoy it. God damn it.
Can't believe he hasn't played that game before. That's madness.
Prepping various other things. I think I even say in the video, I think I might have played it for Versus gameplay at some point. But,
no, we've never used No Mercy.
We've not done it? I
No,
couldn't
no,
remember.
no.
So yeah, first time I've played it, you'll get to see my ridiculous reaction. Otherwise...
Excuse me,
Otherwise-
that's my line. How dare you?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Otherwise, the biggest development is me and the fam finished Line of Duty, and I privately finished Peaky Blinders.
Wow, nice.
Having not watched any television for like a year, I've completed 2 shows very fast. And next is either going to be Jupiter's Legacy or back to watching every wrestling pay-per-view, or I've realised that the very legitimate site I use to watch My Hero Academia has uploaded 2 episodes in 1 week. So I can watch both episodes 4 and 5 of the dub.
Nice.
So there's so much content for Sam, but there's even more content for you at youtube.com/Arcade Glasgow.
I am.
Right, can I ask one thing? And I don't know whether it's because I've recently or I've put the brightness up or whatever. Has the green in Discord changed to a slightly different shade of green?
I also noticed this a second ago.
I don't know. I'm not looking at Discord
It's
right now.
what
It's
it used to
behind
be
your
slightly
faces.
more neon. It seems now more solid.
Muted, kind of muted.
I will say,
Yeah.
let's
I would
have
agree with that.
conversation
Yeah.
off air, as no one watching. I can see what we're
No,
talking
but it was
about.
just I noticed it and I was just like, am I?
No, I have 3 monitors and on all 3 it looks muted. So yeah, it's definitely not my monitor. It's 100% changed slightly.
Anyway.
There was a large update last week for Discord, or was it earlier this week? Possibly. No, today's
I think it was
Tuesday.
this week.
Maybe yesterday. Anyway, there was a large update. So yeah, possibly it's muted like your hair, Nadia.
Yeah.
Oh,
this time out.
that time.
I don't know if it's changed, but Google tells me that I can now type in different colors, so that's cool.
Andrew, how was your week?
As most know, I have been posting updates in Discord to let everyone know because I missed a few streams last week. I've been very ill. Downside of being ill means I've been out of touch with everyone in the community. I apologise. I'm sorry. I miss you all. I've been trying to get into Discord every now and then when I have been conscious. But it's been tough. Upside of not doing any work and not hanging out with people is that I managed to finish One Division, Winter Soldier, and Horizon Zero Dawn all in the space of 4 days. Horizon Zero Dawn, actually very proud of. I managed to do it on hard difficulty in just over 26 hours, I think, which is mad skills. Love bow and arrow. But yeah, completed some games in my back catalogue. Watched all the TV shows that I wanted, and yeah, had a nice time in bed, coughing and spluttering and not being able to breathe. But yeah, apart from that, all right. I'm glad to be back. Last night's stream was nice and fun. Everyone played Mario Kart. I got beat by Cheney, bastard.
Class.
Cheney from One Life Left, or not from One Life Left, one of the One Life Left regulars or crew. But it was good fun playing Mario Kart last night. I think we're going to do it again. We got quite a few raids from other people in Scotland playing Mario Kart, so we might do that again next Monday actually. For our
Made a wonderful new friend.
multiplayer Monday sesh, yeah.
Not Blackwood. What's the name?
Green, ironically.
Greenwood.
Greenwood, yep. After all the green chat, how did you miss that one, Sam?
How did I miss that? That was the name of my primary school headmistress.
But
Speaking
yeah.
of green, and money and making it. I don't know where this
that was
transition
a
going.
weird segue. Are we going with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick by that because it's about business stuff. Andrew, you take the lead on this because you're the businessman.
I mean, we don't have
Yeah.
right. Okay, so here's the 411.
Here's the 411, folks.
Nadia, turn around on your chair.
If some gangster is dissing your flag, girl,
No,
just give
no,
him a
stop, no.
No, that's nice.
Obviously, in the UK at least, specifically England and now Scotland following suit, I think Wales as well, and Northern Ireland. May 17th is the next sort of stepping stone in terms of the rule changes and for the restrictions for COVID-19. We in Scotland are moving down from level 3 to level 2, which allows a few more types of businesses to reopen. And it changes the indoor and outdoor restrictions in terms of numbers as well. So at level 2 in Scotland from the 17th of May, up to 6 people from 3 different households will be allowed to be in the same space together. Social distancing obviously still applying within that realm. And I think it's 8 from 4? I can't remember. Or 8 from 8. No, it's 8 people from 8 different households. I think it is, isn't it? No.
Outdoors.
Outdoors, yes, for outdoors. That's where I was going with that. And the consumption of alcohol is being pushed from 8 p.m. up to 10:30 or 10 p.m. Sorry, Scottish law. Starting from May 17th as well. A lot of people are asking how that affects R-CADE. Bottom line, we don't have an official statement yet. We're still sort of sorting that out. But just to give you a heads up, I haven't been vaccinated. I am in the late or mid to late 30s group, and therefore we're next. And Nadia hasn't even been vaccinated either. She's in a slightly younger age group from me. So
no underlying health condition, people.
Exactly. Obviously, Sam and Lewis have been vaccinated. Lewis was talking about it earlier for various reasons, but we're still waiting on our vaccinations.
I get my second on Saturday.
You do. You get your second on Saturday. Sorry, that's right. Yeah. So minus a vaccination, minus that sort of that peace of mind and just that safety, I'm still not comfortable reopening the R-CADE yet and being around people who could potentially give me the virus and I could then potentially pass it on to somebody else. So we're still not going to be, I don't think we're going to be able to open up on May 17th unless we think of a mad harebrained scheme. It's just not going to happen, not with the space that we have, the limited space. And the fact that we're not most of us, like majority of the team, are not vaccinated. Michelle is also included in the non-vaccinated category as well. So 3 out of 5 of us have not had our jabs yet.
You cannot trust Lewis and I to run the shop. Is the other big part.
I come in and it smells like hot wings. I'm like, what's going on, Sam?
You should not trust them. So
3D printer running all the time.
I know, right? Yeah. What's all these masks? What's happening here?
Even if you would trust me and Lewis to do it, we can't because I'm not in Glasgow and won't be until the end of June.
That too, yes.
So
Sam is not relocated from his bunker yet, so.
I will be in the bunker for another month and a half, so it would be Lewis alone for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the poor boy.
While I can open the shutters, I would definitely get stuck in the rage cage by myself, unable to escape.
I mean, it locks from the outside. I don't know how you would manage that, but okay.
Well, that's why, because it's locked on the outside, so I can't get out.
So, bottom line is, official statement forthcoming in some capacity.
Correct.
But don't expect us to be open anytime soon for our own safety, for our community's own safety, and just for what makes the most sense for us. You know from the bottom of our hearts that we want to, as much as I'm loving making videos in the bunker and we're all enjoying streaming, and as much as we want that sort of thing to continue even past reopening, we do want to be open. I desperately miss lates. I miss making ramen, and all these different things that we did on a regular basis is missed. But slow and steady wins every race. So.
And for some reason, despite the fact that we're now technically at the level that we were like last
August.
September, October.
Yeah.
Well, we're there. I have for some reason got way more anxiety about it this time around, and I'm like, but I think it's mostly just because I've not left my house.
Well, the thing is, the reason we didn't open last year, so back in September last year, when when levels sort of started dropping, or when they started dropping the levels did not start dropping, but when they started dropping down the levels, the government, I mean. And we were allowed to open. The reason we didn't was because we can't fit people into R-CADE with the space restrictions that we have. We can't socially distance 2 groups or 1 or even 3 groups at that with the space that we've got. And that's the reason we didn't open up last year. And it's actually, that is the main reason we're still not able to open up this year yet. For me, I'm not comfortable opening the shop. Even if I was vaccinated, I'm not 100% comfortable opening the shop until we get to level 1 or even better, level 0. And that's not until July. But whether or not we can survive until then is another question. So wait for the official statement, and you'll see what's going on with that. Yeah, give us a bigger space. Yes, we're still looking. Oh my gosh, we're still watching all our options. So we'll see what happens. Anyway,
in the meantime, while we might not have news about our video game haven, there is news about video games.
Yes, let's do that.
Transition. See, I won't be able to do this in the shop. So I want this to last a bit longer.
Say something and leave.
Say something.
Bests.
Did I do it right? Oh, I did it right. I pressed all the right buttons. I just didn't put the music back on. Hello! Welcome back from that little video interlude. This is the gaming news part of the show, where I've collected what very little breadcrumbs there have been over the past 7 days. from the family and breadcrumbs from the video game world. I followed them to the stories. And I'm going to give you guys the stories and
Why
see
does
see
that
what you
voice
think.
come out perfectly fine?
What?
Why you sound fine?
Every voice you've done
Your
is
bread
like got
voice?
that croakily, like cold voice.
Yeah, because
and
I'm not
then
using my throat
your
for that
goblin
voice. I'm not using my throat like.
I'm
to
only
make that
using the
voice.
front of my mouth.
That I'm using this. It closes off the.
Oh.
I have a side character.
Don't make me
using chat.
debacle. Don't make me debacle. Tony will leave forever. Please don't make me
An entire
debacle.
debacle.
It's a total debacle. Anyway,
Andrew, tantalize us with your bread, please.
with my break. So yeah, I've gathered some news stories. There's not been once again we do this on a weekly basis, so there's not a lot to report on. There's not been any huge stories, but probably biggest release or game release this week. Nadia, the big. I don't know if you've played it yet, but Resident Evil Village
I watched people say.
was released on Friday. To much hurrah, everyone was very happy about that. I've watched a few streams of the game, and has anybody else seen anything to do with Resident Evil
I've
Village?
been catching up on the Jukes stream.
Nice,
All that.
nice.
I
No.
know he's no. I know he's quite a big Resident Evil fan, and I've talked with him about Resident Evil stuff before, so I was like, I wanted to check out your play.
He's a
And
huge Resi fan, yes.
the thing that I really like, so one, I still don't like how Mia looks, but Mia for some reason, like everything else improved. Mia,
Okay.
but so far, glitch wise, like it runs really well. Like it looks beautiful and it runs really, really well, and no one's had any problems with it. So like, well done to Capcom for going, here's a realistic release date in which we are going to be giving you a good, solid end product.
Yeah.
So good for you, Capcom. And so far, no one's giving me any bad reviews about it. Like anyone who's completed it says that it's a really well. I say bad reviews. They're saying it's a decent game, it's a good game, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Whether it really belongs in the Resident Evil franchise is here or there. But that was also the same argument at Resident Evil 7, and I kind of support that as well, mostly because the reason I'm not myself playing Resident Evil 8 is because I'm not a big fan of first-person Resident Evil, because I have no attachment to that main character. Ethan Winters, I don't know what you look like. All I know is that you lose your hands quite a lot.
I think
Basically.
what I'm hearing on the grapevine is that there's not as much tension, and it doesn't feel as closed in and claustrophobic as 7.
Way more action.
Yeah, it's more. It's kind of like the comparison, I guess, between 6 and 5. 5 and 6, I think, is what I'm thinking of. Or 4. No, 4 and 5. Sorry.
The closer comparison I'm hearing is that it's weird. It's like they've taken aspects of 7 and slammed it into 4.
Yeah.
In a somewhat repetitive manner. There are a lot of things that you go, well, that's Resident Evil 4. Oh, that's Resident Evil 4, which is okay, but it is so. It is somewhat like
Four's one of the highest rated games in the
4 is on the
series.
right
So yeah.
Well, I don't think it's anywhere close to like 5 and 6 in regards to way more action than like
Then horror.
atmospheric.
Yeah.
But it's very firmly 7 was very horror, and 8 is chiming back into survival horror, which is essentially what Resident Evil always was. Like, it is survival horror, it is that whole thing of, you know, making sure you've got the right enough resources and things, but there are some aspects of it that people don't think technically adds to it. One of them being the hunting aspect.
Yeah.
I think that people are just like, it's not really hunting. Does this add anything to what's going on? Not really, but it's just more collectible moments or manners in which to improve your character. But yeah.
So yeah.
But apparently it's a good game.
It's a good game, yeah. Lewis, Sam, any exposure to the game whatsoever so far, or?
Big lady, giant woman, huge news is the giant lady. She's bigger than Bayonetta. She can pick her up like a small child and throw her over her shoulder. Otherwise, no, I know nothing.
I mean, I was watching Colin from the Nearly Men. If somebody wants to give him a shout out in the chat, it'd be lovely. He was playing through 8, but after he'd played, he's been playing Returnal quite a lot actually on his PS5. That was a PlayStation exclusive that also got released very recently, and we'll come to that in a bit actually. And he was playing 8, but he was at the bit going up against big vampire lady, and he can't get past her in the corridor. Literally just can't squeeze round her. She's massive.
Bossy Mr. X.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is essentially the best way to explain her.
Yeah.
Is...
Yeah. Pretty much.
I have heard stuff about this game. One of my friends picked it up, and I was watching his stream as he was playing it. He seemed to be having a lot of fun. Resident Evil series is not something I've really touched very much. So yeah, but it's definitely like a nice looking game for sure. Like, everything looks
it's
polished.
Very pretty. Capcom have done a really good job.
Which is why I'm so confused as to why Mia looks like such a.
Yeah, this is true.
So weird.
Well, funny you should mention that, Lewis. There was a piece on a LinkedIn post that came to light. I think it was yesterday, possibly the day before. It was yesterday, in fact. Yeah.
LinkedIn being relevant.
Fantastic.
Oh, no.
You are now paying this man money to be an idiot via a
Thank you,
subscription.
Photon.
Hello.
So yeah, there was a.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Photon. There was a post on LinkedIn, and it was from a fella called. I'm just trying to find his name now. It's on my. There it is, Richard Raphorst. Now Richard, I know it's great. He's
See a horse rap.
He's the director of a film called Frankenstein's Army, and he's Dutch. That's hence the Raphorst. But yeah, he made a film back in 2013 called Frankenstein's Army, and the reason he put a post up on LinkedIn is because one of the monsters from his film, which by the way is about Soviet troops invading Germany, to accidentally stumble upon undead mechanical soldiers made by a mad scientist. But one of the monsters bears a remarkable resemblance to one of the bosses in Resident Evil 8, called Strum. He's one of the bosses you meet halfway through the game. I've put it on screen actually. So the two images at the top you can see are from Frankenstein's Army, the movie released in 2013, and the two images below are from Resident Evil Village, released this year, and they're near identical. It's remarkable.
Sometimes there's only so many ideas you can come up with. There's some ideas that people will come up with independently, and they just so happen to be the same, but they've all been influenced by the same idea. I don't believe that two separate individuals came up with, let's take a monster and put a flaming turbine for its head.
Right, okay. So in context of the game, some of this does make sense given who one of the main bosses is. Because this guy isn't a main boss.
No.
He's not. Boss. He's a mini boss.
Yeah.
So I can already make a guess as to who creates this guy. And it kind of makes sense, but again, it is very too much similarity for it to not be a bit odd.
Yeah. Sorry, let you go.
That's okay. Frankenstein's Army is a film that I haven't seen, but I have seen, like, if you search up Diesel Punk on Pinterest, it's one of the first things that pops up. It's like
makes sense.
That like World War II horror. It's a big player there.
Synonymous.
So like, it's it definitely was on the mood board. Let's be honest, of anyone creating that style of thing.
If you're looking for inspiration from other places, yes.
Yeah. So it's probably definitely something that they've definitely looked at.
Well, I mean, I did a bit of digging, and if you get far enough through Resident Evil Village and you open up some of the concept art then if you look through a lot of that, then there are notes to say that they've taken inspiration from various different sources, one of which being a Frankenstein, something Frankenstein. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it said Frankenstein something or something Frankenstein. But there's taking inspiration from, and then there's almost just copying, but making it look slightly different. You know, you can copy my homework, but don't copy it exactly.
Yeah, it's like write the exact sentence. Because you can definitely tell while watching through Resident Evil Village, you can definitely tell that a lot of it is an homage to other things. Like there is a character that is definitely an homage to Dr. Moreau.
Mm-hmm.
Literally named Moreau. And like obviously there's the vampire things and werewolf stuff like that. It's an homage to horror. But yeah, there's making an homage and then there's just straight up copying. And I'm surprised, like, with how many Thomas the Tank Engine mods we've got, that no one has modded that guy to look like some of the many horrifying personified planes.
Nice little nod there. Thank you, Nadia. But yeah, apart from that, Resident Evil Village has been well received. Not sure how it's gonna. I thought it was quite not too short, but just a bit shorter than I thought it was gonna be. Like watching other people's playthroughs, but solid game so far. Looks very good, as Lewis has pointed out, and yeah, well done, Capcom. Congratulations.
Congratulations, multinational company. You've done giddly good.
Well, I'd say that, but then the amount of people that have really barely completed AAA games, and that isn't the specific one everyone always jumps to. There are several other companies who have done the exact same. So for Capcom to release a game that's finished, but I don't know whether these games feel short because there's this weird thing now that all games must be hours and hours long to get through the big story because there's collectibles. Because I think if you did sit and try and do all every single collectible, it might take a decent amount. Most people are saying it's about 10 hours.
Well, this is the thing. I mentioned at the top of the show that I completed Horizon Zero Dawn a couple of days ago now. And I pumped in a good 26, 27 hours into that. And that was just doing the main campaign. I was doing it on a harder difficulty, so I had to redo quite a few parts. But that was just the main campaign. I haven't even touched on all of the other stuff that you can do through that game in terms of collectibles and side missions. And the same thing happened with Spider-Man as well on PS4. I did the main story, did it in, 20-something hours, but didn't even touch any of the other stuff. So I can go back and do it again. And with New Game Plus, I can go back and re-experience that again and get more out of the game. So that's already a base of 20 plus hours without even touching anything.
But the number of games that I haven't completed, because one, I got maybe 10, 15 hours into it, and then something else took over my life, and coming back to it, I'm like,
where am I?
I don't know how I got here or what I'm supposed to do, and I feel like I should restart everything because I've forgotten half of the story.
That happened to me.
But it took me 15 hours to get here, so why would I keep doing it? Because the percentage of people that, like, the percentage of game completions, like, even for some of the top titles of gaming, like the must-play games of all time, the actual percentage completion is pretty dire.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're like Colin from the Nearly Men who just goes, platinum that, yep, platinum that, yep, platinum that, yep,
like,
platinum.
there's sometimes it's the kind of person that does it, but like, you know what, I'm happy that they're bringing out games that you can follow the narrative, but it doesn't require...
So Tana's put in the chat, and oh my gosh, agrees. A previously on feature would be really good. I mean, Pokemon did that already. Pokemon. Does anybody know? No. What in the sort of Game Boy Advance DS era of Pokemon games, they would have like a flashback of the last 4 or 5 things that you did in the game. If you load up your save game, so it's already been done before. Why isn't it instigated in all games?
Also programmed so well for like the fade in from grey to colour.
Yes.
So that you sort of you could like it was like having a flashback. That's it. I totally remember that. That's incredible.
There you go.
And you've transitioned really well into the thing I want to say quickly before we change the conversation about video games that have such a long story, etc. Something I forgot from my week. I got my Appleton. I've got the apple pie dragon boy. Life is good. I'm full of energy again. Let's kick off this last half. Let's get it on.
Thank you, Sam.
Before we move on, I would like to say though quickly that I do think that that's a really good idea. Just to have like an adult have a life button where you can just like press a button and it like quickly just tells you like the controls and previously on. Like,
well, I mean, it's not outside the realms of possibility, considering most games consoles, and if you're using a capture card of some kind, have a DVR sort of flashback function, where it is always recording the last however many hours or half an hour of gameplay that was last done. So, I mean, it already exists. You just need to sort of take that information and build a UI around it to make it. This is what you did last time, you know.
Well, I will write it on the when I qualify as a designer.
Add it to your list of ideas, Nadia. Yes. Big bucks got you sorted. There you go.
But just going back to long games and stories and stuff like that, I definitely think there are a lot of games that do that really well. It's like you get what you put into them. Like, for example, like Dishonored or Prey. I know they're both Arcane Studios, but like Fallout New Vegas, that's Bethesda. So like, you can complete the story in those games rapid if you really want to. Like, you can just finish them in like a day, or you could like people speedrun all the time, but you know what I mean. But with all the collectibles and side missions and objectives, and if you not necessarily role play, but if you like put yourself in the shoes of the character and you do things like how you want to do them, rather than just like beelining it for the end, a lot of the time you do get a lot more out of a game, even if it is a relatively shorter story. And I do think those kind of games are really good because it's not like you're stuck on a single path and it's just your ages to get to the end. Those kind of games are some of my favorites.
Because I think the one that has done this to me the most is Final Fantasy 15. It's such a long game.
That and Witcher 3 were the two games that I started multiple times because I've forgotten where the frick I was.
And but then one of the major problems with games like that, unfortunately, is that there is technically a straight path you can get to, you can take, but you then aren't necessarily the level you need to be when you hit it.
That's just, you need to get good, man. That's fine.
Because it's like you've got to do all these like other things, so you've got to go do these things. So
you've got to grind. You've got to grind.
So your skill branch, your skill trees and stuff like that. And so like you can like, oh look, there's the story. I'm like, but I kind of need to go do this because my skill tree is pretty low and I need to be better by the time I get that. Otherwise, I'm doing that 40 times. Which could be somewhat annoying. Is there another news piece? I realise we're talking quite a lot.
We are talking quite a lot about this. I have actually got some new Sony stuff I was looking to move on to. I've got 3 Sony pieces. I'm going to quickly just flash through really quick before we move on to our mini games for the day. First up, there's been not rumours. I would actually say they're not rumours. It's truths. But supposedly Sony, supposedly Sony Saponi? No, it's got the horse noise. Whose horse is that? There we go. Thank you. Sony are supposedly starting production on a redesign of the PlayStation 5 already. I think the original design has been so marmite that they are looking at making a new redesign with a smaller, perhaps slimmer version already. There's also talk of a new AMD CPU, or talk of a tweaked AMD CPU going into the new model as well. So they're looking at trying to get a sort of model redesign by 2022 already. By next year, sorry. Which is mad fast.
Should they maybe focus on, releasing enough consoles to meet demand first?
Yeah, I mean that would probably be a good idea. Oh wait, that's my next story.
Oh really? Not everybody's got it yet.
No, this is true. I've just accidentally unveiled my next story.
What's harder to get, a COVID vaccine or a PS5? Who knows?
Or an Xbox on that Series X as well, for that matter. It's sold out freaking everywhere.
I've had less issues with that. That one tends to come back into stock a lot quicker.
They've been doing
graphics cards.
Yeah, graphics,
One
right?
graphics
Right,
cards,
Lewis,
everyone's
right?
Bitcoin mining.
Actually,
Oh,
one of the
and
other
then-
stories I saw was that Nintendo are having trouble with Switch production as well, because apparently it's the CPU or the GPU, one or the other in the Switch is having production issues. So Nintendo Switches are also going to be thin on the ground for the next little while.
Of the Bitcoin mining and the stupid moment things that are digital moments that doesn't really matter because that means literally you've already made a copy onto the internet so someone can download it anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, Sam.
It's true.
Let's save your moment. No, it's not. 25,000 other people now have it.
Right, Sam.
Thanks.
Okay.
£100.
So yeah, possible PlayStation 5 redesign coming next year, which would be perfect timing for me to buy my first PS5, because I said I wasn't going to buy one until there was actually some games for it. So yeah, looking forward to that. We're not going to talk about the design of the PS5. We've talked about that in the previous shows. There's been contention with that already. We're not going to...
I don't know. I was gonna say, oh no, I'm gonna have to get next gen to get the AEW video game when it comes out. And I went, no, I have a PC now.
You do, Sam. Welcome to the master race.
No, I don't care about that. It's just, I don't need to spend another £500.
The other story to come out of Sony is talk of a next gen PlayStation VR coming for us.
PlayStation DualShock 3.
Supposedly, it's a 4K. PlayStation VR,
what?
right? This is the video for the original VR, which I do own as
okay.
well. But yeah, PlayStation VR. The next one is going to be supposedly a resolution of 2000 by 2040 per eye, and it's going to have a vibration motor supposedly in the headset.
Oh,
That would be awful.
How do you feel about that?
Awful.
In your
I
face?
don't want my head struggled when I get
no! Oh, hold on.
beside it.
Head massage is just a whole lot easier to do.
Excuse me.
No, that would like jiggle your eye. Oh, if people were
We were-
feeling freaking nauseous with normal VR.
Why is my brain
But
vibrating?
it's wiping.
We were kind of talking about this like not that long ago, actually, with like haptic feedback,
Mhm.
like
Oh,
vests
yeah,
and
but
stuff
that's
like that.
Yeah.
Get like
I don't
headgear.
want
Mhm.
eyes
Oh no!
You get headshot, like hit
You get
the head.
sniped.
You're like
Oh,
whiplash.
No, because it's more likely like if you get hit in the head or something, you know, like the vision shakes.
Yeah.
It'll
funny.
struggle you with it.
We were chatting about this on Colin's streams. I keep talking about Colin's streams, sorry. I do watch other people on Twitch, but we were talking about this on Colin's stream, and he was like, you just need an entire suit. You need like a morph suit. Or I think what I said on his chat was a haptic GIMP suit for playing video games.
That's exactly what you said.
So
Yeah.
I'm punching my chest only because I just think of how horrible that would be. And there'd be too many people that enjoy that too much.
It could be nice
I-
because you're just like sitting there. You want a massage?
How quickly before someone sticks the VR goggles that vibrate on their...
Well, yes.
No.
That's everyone's first. No, it's not.
Just wipe it clean after, okay? That's. I mean, the
I'm
silicone.
not using them in the shop.
You can peel the silicone out and wash it. That'd be nice. Thank you. Just do that, please. Thank you.
I feel like the people who are doing that aren't going to be the people that are going to wash them. I'm really disgusted to say that, but
Disgusting.
I just want to point out before you move on. Sorry, Andy. In that video, everybody using VR was like their first time using VR because they were like,
No, that's how. You see, this is the trick. You can't see inside. You can't see inside the VR headset, so you don't know that everyone's eyes aren't going like that the whole
I
time.
remember going cross-eyed when I was playing VR.
I mean, imagine having two 4K tellies, one for each eye, like on your eyeball.
yeah.
I would bomb.
So
Can you get a camera on the outside so that if you want to just not take them off, you can just turn it on and you're like, oh, I can see the world?
Yes, you can. I think was it the Vive that was the first one to do it. It has a camera. It had a dual mount camera on the front, so it could sense also what was happening in front of you as well, I
So
believe.
that when you want to still
Yes.
have head vibrations in public.
Yes.
One step closer to cyber eyes.
I know that there's an app or one of the one of the pieces of software you can download for the PSVR through the PlayStation is a virtual space, but you can actually hook your phone up to it. So you can hook up your Android or your iPhone to it, and it will appear in the space with you, and you can look at the screen of your phone while you're in the headset. It's really weird because you're like picking up your phone and going, oh.
Like my head tilts badly with VR anyway. Like don't know why. Don't know why. The massive problem I had with VR is one, I wanted to bomb, and two, I was this way for most of it. I'm not entirely sure why.
It's because your left side's heavier than your right side, right?
The weight of it was just like dunk.
Alright, final piece I've got actually comes out of Sony as well. It's actually Sony and Epic. I haven't been because I've been ill. I haven't been keeping up with the Epic Apple battle. That sounds like a rap battle. Is there a rap battle for that on their YouTube channel, on Epic Rap Battles? No, I don't know.
No, they've
I don't know, but I wanna try an Epic Apple.
An Epic Apple.
Yeah.
It's better than normal apple.
The Americans are like, but that's better than New York. Yeah, that's welcome to the Epic Apple.
Yeah, they've dragged Itch into that entire fight.
Yeah, we're not. Oh, Microsoft and Apple was one. Yeah, that's true. I'll catch up with those stories and we'll do a bit of reporting on that next time. However, there was a story I saw which was Sony and Epic related. Obviously, we were talking about was it Sony bought a bit of Discord? Wasn't it last year?
Yeah.
You mentioned that. Supposedly, and this is rumored, Epic approached Sony and offered them $200 million minimum to guarantee some PlayStation ports of some PC ports of PlayStation games. Obviously, Horizon came to PC late last year. Days Gone goes live on Steam in a week, I believe. It's the 18th of May, I think. So those are already two PlayStation exclusives that have ended up being on PC, but going through Steam instead. So I think Sony supposedly have actually turned Epic down and said, nah, sorry. And they brokered a deal with Steam. That would be the suggestion, considering two games have went live on Steam or about to go. But you don't know. You might see some stuff going on Epic. But it's quite interesting to see.
We live in a weird time because console exclusives are coming to PC, and consoles are giving games away for free. Well, technically not for free because you pay a subscription, but
yeah. Plus, you don't actually get to own them forever. You only own them while you have a live subscription, which is insane. It's just a rental system. It's just madness.
What happened to the days where you went, bought a game, and then came home, read the manual on your way home, played it? You know,
and the price region of 50 to 70 quid.
Pardon me.
That's become a thing where people are far more likely to do subscription-based services.
This is the thing. If you go back to the mid-90s, or even late 90s, when the N64 came out, all the games on N64 were 60, 70 quid. Because of the upward cost of cartridges compared to disc. Disc was a cheaper medium to produce at the time, mass produce at least, but Nintendo stuck with cartridges. And so N64 games were at least £10 to £20 or $10 to $20 more expensive than the PlayStation or Sega counterparts at the time, you know?
Which is safe to say is why N64 wasn't. I think they didn't perform as well.
Yeah. Anyway, and they still are. Yeah, they still are more expensive than the other games. This is true. But $200 million to secure 4 to 6 games. That's insane money. That is absolutely insane money. I think from that we can take. Sorry, Nadia. What?
Depends on what games it was. Like some Sony games are PlayStation exclusive. If they went to PC, people would be.
I mean, I would highly recommend Horizon Zero Dawn. I was always hyped for the game anyway. I don't know why I hadn't played it until now, but after playing it and completing it, I'm happy to tell anybody you need to go play that game. And I'd assume the big hitters that they would be talking about would be Last of Us, Spider-Man, God of War, possibly not Sekiro, the other one.
Ghost of
Tsushima, yeah. So I'm assuming those would be the big hitters that they would be trying to pay $200 million for. But yeah, Days Gone, comes out on Steam in just about a week. It was given away free actually on PlayStation Plus, I think last month or the month before. So I think that's next on my list of games to play. But it didn't get highly reviewed, so I'm not really that fussed if I play it or not. I will get round to it eventually, one of these days.
I think probably like 100 million of that was probably for Knack, right?
Knack 2. No, Knack 2's, remember, that's
Knack
still
2,
in the works.
yeah.
That's still in the works. But yeah, perfect. Anyway, that's all the gaming news I have for you this week. Yesterday's news is now a separate thing. If you go to our YouTube channel at 8 p.m. tonight, you'll get to check out this week's yesterday's news. Is where I take 7 games or video game news pieces from the past and report for you on all of them. So it's covering the 11th to the 17th of May, things that have happened on those days in the past. Go check it out 8 o'clock tonight on our YouTube. Everybody ready for a game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? I can't remember which one's
Yeah.
first. Is it that? It's that one. Okay.
It's 5 Alive.
No, don't spoil it for the people. For goodness sake, man.
Go grab your
have you
fruit
done
shoots.
this?
It's not what I said out loud.
It's time for some of this. Well, where's the button? I don't have a button for it. Do we have an intro? We do have an intro for this. I made an intro. Sam, what's 5 Alive?
5 Alive is a game where one member of the arcade crew presents a top 5 list with an arbitrary topic.
Okay.
This week it's Sam again, so you have to be subjected to my stupidity. And a list where the rest of the arcade group, that's Lewis, Nadia, and Andrew, have to try and guess what the topic is before we get to the number 1 spot. Or even before we reveal what the topic is. So, without any further ado, I've got it up on my screen so I can talk through whatever comes up. Andrew, please show it off.
Okay, this is this week's 5 Alive. You put the text under our faces again, but I can move this. I can move things around if I need to.
I forget how we do things.
Should I just move on to number 1?
Yeah!
Okay, the first one is...
Well, number 5.
Oh, sorry,
It's
number
Zopf.
5. Zopf?
It's Zopf.
Zopf?
This is Zopf.
Zopf?
Zopf is a loaf.
I'll take my face
I
off the
believe, based on the shape, that it won't taste very good, because typically, like, substances like this that are, you know, created in a very artistic way, prioritize appearance over flavor. But it is brushed with milk or butter to make it nice and crispy.
It seems brioche in appearance.
Quite brioche. Is that based on the whiteness of the bread, like the innards?
It's
Yeah,
quite a tight
Yeah, it's a pretty.
Braid.
yeah. Looks...
Any other thoughts on Zop?
Sorry. Try not to die.
It has a fun name. I like the name.
Is this the top 5 list of bread that Sam thinks could give someone a concussion?
I'll be the judge of that.
It's an interesting thought, Cotton. But no, you're not yet correct. Does anyone else have a guess? Tony says he's playing along Discord. You can play along
In chat.
in the chat.
Yeah,
There's
that
no. It's not even really a game. No one gets points. I just want to know if people can work out what goes on inside my head. Lewis or Andy, do you have any guesses at this stage with Zopf on the table?
No.
Is it that it's... I'm gonna guess Swiss. Is it Swiss things?
Swiss.
Is the next one gonna be cheese?
Is it products you can buy from
Polish,
Brave
isn't it?
Bakers?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a future
No,
one.
Zopf is
Thank you.
Polish, I thought.
I can't believe Nadia knows Zopf.
Am I right? It's
Andrew.
Polish.
I don't think so.
Next.
Possibly.
Shall we move on?
Andrew, number 4.
Number 4 is...
Number 4 is pan ticinese. Or ticinese.
Oh, it says Swiss. So I'm gonna stick
It's Swiss.
Swiss.
I mean, it has a Swiss flag at the top right-hand
I know.
corner.
Still, I'm gonna stick with Swiss, man.
This is the
Get my
OG
back.
tear and share.
Ooh.
It's a series of individual bread rolls that are then baked together into one giant bread, so you can pull it apart. You'll notice by the one that's quite prominent in the picture I've chosen, you can tear it long ways and then short ways as well, so you can do multiples.
Ooh.
I can also be tore long ways and short ways, but unfortunately it results in my death.
From the 1960s, from a much longer time ago, the Atlas of Swiss Folklore discusses Ticino bread as being distinguished from other forms of bread as a result of its Ryan form, which is just its shape.
It reminds me of, you know, the is it called sponge fingers or whatever the hell you got it? Sometimes they're jammy, but they're
Ooh,
like
lady
joined together
fingers.
and fill them up. No, not lady fingers.
No.
That's okra.
The one with the iced fingers, Nadia. Iced fingers.
Yes, them things.
Okay.
That you can pull them apart.
Yeah.
I could
They're
say
kind of
no
bready sweet thing, yeah.
No one in the chat thus far has had any sort of guess that's close. We've had some that are close, but not quite.
Excuse me.
Lewis, since you're the face I can see on screen and are visibly confused by what I've presented to you,
I'll wait to fix that, hopefully.
further
There you
guesses?
go. There we go.
I'm going to stick with Swiss right now. I'm not going to be too specific, but Swiss things.
Swiss things.
Thing. If number one's a Swiss roll, Lewis is winning.
Wow.
All right, Nadia or Andy,
Still thinking of concussion rolls.
concussion rolls.
Is it
Cushion roll.
bread that inspired Pokemon?
Oh, that would be a twist. And if you want to see
Use
foods that
twist.
inspired Pokemon, you can go to the R-CADE Glasgow YouTube channel right now
Thank you, Sam.
and catch Pokemon inspired by foods.
Thank you.
Top
There you
5 list.
There you go. I got you, bro. I got you.
Let's go to number 3, Andrew.
Number 3 coming up. What?
This is pistolet. It's like a portable bread bowl. God damn.
That's a small pistol, is it not?
Well, it's pistolet.
Is that just a hollow loaf?
It's so.
this is
it's
what I do
Belgian.
with bread anyway when I'm eating soup,
This one-
especially
this one
chunky
I
soup.
believe is-
I hollow
I
out,
think I remember.
and what I do is I put the bread that I've taken from inside the roll into the soup, and then I take a spoon and then I scoop all of that back into the roll, and the roll's like a bowl. So yeah,
Bread bowl.
Bread bowl. Sorry.
Popular elsewhere. It's supposed to be. It's intended to be spongy inside, but nice and crunchy, crispy on the outside. And it's not really made traditionally anymore. It's supposed to take 12 hours to rise over time, and is traditional, I believe, of Belgium. But there's only certain bakers that make it now.
It's a dying art.
Swiss horse.
Andrew, you're getting slightly closer to me on screen.
Sorry, yeah. I made my camera smaller, and then I think I will go under you if I go far enough. That's not. I'm sorry. That's tape there. Like I just disappear. Ah!
I got a change in thing. It is bread that Sam thinks is too overly complicated.
There's something that Tony already guessed. Breads that Sam thinks are overly complicated.
But he's saying that names that are things that have names that are fancier than they need.
They
Not
are
quite.
fancy names.
Not quite.
Sorry, I am playing the game. Really, I promise.
Practicing your mime abilities.
Yeah. I'm auditioning for Mime Factor. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
No one is correct.
Still
yet.
have no
Maybe-
idea, Sam. Still have no idea.
Maybe
I'm
with
sorry.
number 2.
Oh,
Changing
here
from
we
Swiss to European bread.
are. Bing.
Well, you're wrong already, Lewis, 'cause this is Bing. Bing is from China,
This.
and
Oh.
Bing is a catch-all term used to reference flat, circular bread.
Okay.
So not entirely flat, but reasonably flat circular bread. It has there's a traditional Bing, which is a specific thing. Then Bing is also a term used to refer to other things. As I've got down there, tortillas are referred to as Mexican thin Bing.
Can we have can you lace the bread with something spicy and call it like a bing bada boom? That would be really nice.
I feel like that's offensive, Andrew, and you
or-
don't want to start this game.
I mean, this is also the search engine that keeps getting forced upon me, and I will never use. Sorry, Bing.
Changing from European bread to bread that sounds like onomatopoeia.
Bread
Stop.
doesn't sound as good as it. Bread that just doesn't sound great. It's that.
Okay.
Are
Andrew,
these,
with only one left to go?
Are these all glazed breads? It's that simple. They're covered in stuff.
No. Let's go to number 1, please.
Okay.
As
here we
Nadia
go.
loses the will to win.
What the hell?
This is roti.
This is from Indonesia.
Buaya.
I understand because
Roti
roti means bread.
Yes. And buaya means crocodile.
Crocodile. Yeah. It's crocodile bread.
This is crocodile bread. Yep. This is from.
It's just bread.
It's just a list of breads.
This is roti buaya, which is native to the Betawi people, which is from modern Jakarta. It is considered the crocodile because the crocodile is supposedly it mates for life. It's considered as a symbol of fidelity, and so is served at Betawi weddings.
So everybody can really enjoy the visual there. If I take our faces away, there we go.
Oh, it has eyes.
That's of eyes, yeah. I'm confused as to what the lines are. I think that that's just food colouring, but it could very well be licorice.
It's a Christmas tree. It's got a Christmas tree on its face.
As with
Christmas bread.
I fear that any bread that that prioritizes appearance will not be it won't be good quality, soft, nice bread.
So, speaking as part Indonesian, I can tell you that breads or roti in Indonesia are typically quite sweet. They're they're basically, I mean, even normal, like a normal loaf, if you were to buy a normal, what you would class as a loaf in Indonesia, it's very yellow. It's got a lot of sugar in it, and it's not like bread in the UK in the slightest.
Fidelity means faithfulness.
There you
So
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
if it's supposed to be a thing of weddings supposedly lasting forever and crocodiles mating for life.
Do Betawi people, supposedly. I don't know. I only think of crocodiles as murderous giant lizards.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is just overly well, I'd say overly complex, except for the last bread, which was pretty much any bread.
This is also a glazed bread. I'm just going to point this
Is
out,
it
by the
bread
way.
that's bound to be disappointing?
Is it just bread? I think it's just.
This is for 2022. This is going to be Sam's bread tour of the world.
Andrew, please take us to the final slide.
Okay, here we go. What's the answer?
The answer is bread I don't think I've had, but would like to.
Eat them as well.
Oh
So
my god.
yeah,
I'm going to tell you, most of what you've listed is going to just taste like bread.
Well, yes, that's true. But
Glazed
as
breads.
we all know, there's different breads have different bread abilities and different consistencies. Some are doughy, some are not. I'd like to try all of these, please.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Visit Pietro.
Zopfa is in fact Swiss/Austrian/Bavarian.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah,
Next week, no, that's the crow from below. Actually, Totana. Sorry, the crow.
so
from below.
that's this week's Five Alive.
That's a whole.
Originally, it was going to be breads I'd like to make a chicken and sweet corn sandwich out of, but then I discovered all these breads that I've never heard of and thought those are great.
I can't.
And I would now like
can't.
to try them all.
I can't believe we just spent 15 minutes talking about bread.
Concussion bread would have been.
I just want a glazed bread now. I really want bread that's glazed.
oh, you were saying concussion bread. I was hearing percussion bread.
That has a good tap.
Do you know what I'd like to make
That's
with?
how you tell if a loaf
you know what?
like a proper loaf is ready, is you give it a tap.
Yeah,
like
you,
to make-
you
I'd-
the crust.
I'd
you
like
know.
to drum on that roti until I made Crocodile Rock.
Yeah, it's like
What's happened to the music? Is
a
this
general
horrible?
Middle East,
moving on.
slightly more east term for bread, right?
Roti.
Roti.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
what I
then
was
like
thinking.
Roti is it's in different countries as well. It's not
Roti
just
for
it's not just
curry and
Indonesian.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's also still just the name of the bread. I wasn't trying to be like this is this is what it's
Well, no,
called.
it's not. It's called roti. It would be basically is the name after it. Bread.
Yeah, it's crocodile bread.
Crocodile bread.
That's the
And
translation.
it's the number one on the breads I don't think I've had, but would like to try.
Bread in the shape of a
You're-
crocodile.
you're-
I'm gonna tell Pietro to make you a crocodile bread. That's what I'm gonna do.
I like that you're unsure. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
yeah.
I don't
It'll be
know.
a proper
Pando's-
crocodile loaf because it'll have to be properly Indonesian bread.
I fear that you'll send this clip to your mother, Andrew.
I will. I'll ask her to make you some crocodile bread. My mum, by the by, for those those watching the show, my mum was a professional chef. And
And a professional Indonesian.
And a,
Proper Indonesian.
I don't know. She's yeah.
Semi-professional.
Semi-professional.
Is there a ranked league?
There is. It's called the
nationalities.
it's called the
Competitive League of Indonesia.
no, it's called the INIT. It's the international and national Indonesian tour. INIT.
Of the international and national Indonesian tour.
They judge it on two levels. So just I don't want to get in trouble for.
I think we
for
can.
saying
I
that
think
wrong.
we can comfortably move on to
I think we can. Next up is this.
Hey man, you wanna play some video games?
Oh my god, I pressed like half the wrong buttons there. I apologize to everybody. Why is that not coming up on there? I want that on there. It's gonna go away. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a game. Yeah, there we go, I fixed it. A game that I made up called Wipe It, Blow It, Install It. Install it. Which is a game where I come up with a list, or anybody else can do it if they want in the future. I don't know why I've taken control of this. I come up with a list of 6 games, and it is the job. The game has changed slightly, but the latest edition is that I'm going to go back. I'm going to change the game again. Let's make it different one more time, right? I'm going to give you 6 games under a theme, and you guys have to tell me on which mediums they were released, and this is of all time.
Yep.
I've gone back to the original way it was of all time. So their entire life cycle, from the day they were released to today, what platforms or what methods or what distribution was used to get the game to players. Okay? Excuse me. This week's theme is racing games. Keep it nice and short, nice and quick. Racing games. Okay. Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. You can play along in the chat as well if you want. The options are cart, disc, or digital. Some of these games have been released on multiple. Okay? This is their entire lifetime. And the first game is Burnout Paradise. I'm going to go with Lewis first. He's got a confident smile.
I think it's cart, disc, and digital. I think it's all 3.
Okay. Nadia?
Disc and digital.
Okay. And Sam?
a wheat loaf. No, I think it's all 3 as well. And I'm not just saying that because the other 2 have said it. I will explain my logic afterwards, and when I put my
Nadia
headphones back
said
on, I'm scratching my
Only
ear.
2.
Very well, very well, very well. I can tell you that Burnout Paradise was released in 2008 on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and on Windows it was disc and digital. Booyah! It was re-released. You ruined it! You ruined it! You ruined it! Ruined it! It was re-released again as Burnout Paradise Remastered. Which was then released on the Nintendo Switch. I think that's why a lot of people are saying carts as well, but that is a different
I have
release.
no knowledge of these
Sorry.
things. This is just based on pure.
Guns N' Roses
assessment.
do suck as well.
Fun fact, it was the game that PlayStation gave me when everybody's credit cards got
Oh,
leaked.
really? When the database got hacked. Nice.
So, is that just based on how much money was taken from your account versus the cost of the game?
No, they were just like, hello, here are 3 games you get to pick from 2. And it's just like Burnout and Wipeout Fury HD.
Nice.
I
Good
don't like
choices.
those 2 racing games.
Good choices. Okay, game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is pole position. Pole position.
Is this the stripper game?
Sorry?
Is this a stripper game?
No. Pole position. Sam, I'm gonna go with you first this time. Cart, disc, digital.
I wish I'd naan bread.
Nobody ever uses that, actually. Yeah, wipe it, blow it, or install it, Sam. Your choices, please. Thank you, Sleepy Sheep. Thank you.
I need to remember what they all stand for. Blow it. Blow it exclusively.
Blow it exclusively. Okay. Nadia.
Cart and disc.
No, what the thing?
Freaking do it.
Who refuses?
I'm gonna say
Yes.
card and disc as well, but also Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Okay.
If I get bonus answers,
For pole
questions,
position.
if I get bonus for that.
No.
Because I'm pretty sure it is one. But I'm not
Probably
sure.
is, yeah. Pole position.
A racing term. That's what I had.
Pole dancing classes, I'm pretty sure this was shouted at me quite a lot.
Pole position
Oh.
was a 1982 Atari release, and it was released only on cartridge.
Blow me.
Blow it was
Blow
correct.
it,
Sleepy
blow it,
Sheep, the
blow it.
the dirty answer was correct. Well done, Sam, as well. Well done.
Sam, just shouted below me.
We have it in arcade actually. When
That's
we
how
open
I
back up, you guys
celebrate
can play it.
constantly.
Okay.
Any minor victory in my life, I butter toast the right way for once.
Wow.
Blow me!
What do you mean you buttered it the right way? Are you doing it underneath? Like,
No, I'm using the wrong end of the knife. I keep
are you doing it around the edge? What's happening here?
It's a fork, just like.
Okay, game number 3, Asphalt 9 Legends.
Is that not what all the YouTubers are sponsored by these days?
No, it actually might be. Nadia, we'll go with you first. Asphalt 9 Legends.
Disc and digital.
Okay, Lewis?
I'm gonna say digital only.
Okay, Sam?
I will freely admit that I forgot what this game was entirely until the chat screamed digital, and now I am going digital because I've remembered what it is.
Asphalt 9 Legends was only released digitally. There's no physical variation of that game. There are Asphalt games that were released physically, or Urban GT and Urban GT 2 are the ones that come to mind. I think they were DS games, if I remember rightly. But it is mobile. You can get it on the Nintendo Switch as well, Totana, just so it is on a console. But it was digital only. Well done, guys. Well done. It was an install it. Okay, game number 4, Wreckfest. And we'll go with Lewis first again on this one, please.
Disc and digital.
Okay, Nadia?
Disc and cart.
And Sam?
3!
All 3, Sam says. All right,
Land install.
I can tell you that Lewis is correct. It is disc and digital. There were physical releases for the PS4 and Xbox One, and it was digitally released, of course, for those consoles and PC as well.
Wreckfest is, I just made a guess.
Wreckfest is like the spiritual successor to sort of Destruction
Wreck-It Ralph.
Derby slash
Yeah,
sort
driven
of-
to destruction.
yeah,
Which-
sort of
Junior.
racing, sort of wreck cars kind of thing. It's really good.
Which means,
Which I will hopefully be playing tomorrow evening. No, not tomorrow evening. Thursday evening with the rest of the Wii Squad, with the Wii Squad stream team on Wii Clear stream. So check that out. Follow the links in the chat to go meet some of our really cool friends. Right.
It's just a game of lots of bricks.
Can you tell me if it has local multiplayer or if it's just online?
Wreckfest.
Yeah.
Single player local, I think. It has like
local.
stuff you can unlock, but multiplayer is online only, I believe. I had a look at that because I was interested in us maybe playing it, but we'll see. Anyway,
We've got a game, Thunder Goose.
game number 5. Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. The sequel, actually, the second Sonic racing game. Sonic All-Stars
I will
Racing
answer straight
Transformed.
away, disc and digital.
I was going to say, Sam, you were first on my list. Nadia?
Oh, but Sam, that was Goose Goose Duck, not Duck Duck Goose, that game you sent us.
Well, see, where I was keeping that as a swerve surprise
Actually,
for when we
Nadia,
do
I think it's called Goose Goose Ripoff, but, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Goose Rickoff, actually.
sorry, Sam, what was your answer again?
Disc and...
Digital?
No. All three.
Okay.
Wipe, blow, and install.
No idea.
Digital.
Lewis?
I'm gonna say all three. This one.
Tutana?
Wait,
Sam?
change me.
Oh, yeah, go on, yeah.
Cart and digital.
Oh.
Please continue that sentence.
I can tell you, Tutana and Sam, you are absolutely correct. It was all three. Sorry, Lewis, you screwed yourself there. You could just let me finish.
I thought that was, right, I need to
No,
change my
because I wasn't listening to what Andy was saying. My brain was too busy
Thanks very
spinning
much.
cogs and making noise that way. So I was like,
Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed.
The Bobcat Goldthwait while I tell those things.
Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform was released on the PS Vita, making it cartridge, PS3 and Xbox 360, making it disc, and there's a digital version available on Steam as well. I'm sorry. Alright, last one, nice and quick. Gran Turismo Sport. Going with Nadia first.
Disc only.
Oh, they're all going at the same time.
Sean.
We're running out of time. Disc
Disc
only.
and
Nadia's
digital.
not supposed to be.
Disc and digital, disc only. Lewis?
Disc and digital.
Disc and digital. It wasn't released on Sean. It was actually disc and digital. Well done, whoever said that, because I lost track of who said what.
Nadia and Lewis both said it, and so did Tony and or Sean. So
Wipe
Sean
it
said
and
that
install
and
it.
Sean.
Wipe it and
We
install
killed
it.
time until Sean answered and then just stole his answer.
Sorry, at least he didn't change his answer last second while I was going to tell him that he was right.
Man, my brain's going.
Oh, sleepy Lewis to sleep.
Speaking of things going, we're going to the next segment.
Yeah, which is our last segment of the day, and it should be this thing. Nope, that's that thing again.
Future reference, don't spend so long.
O'Neil.
Oh.
It's a game about puns and celebrity names. Shaq Wheel. O'Neil. Shaq Wheel. O'Neil.
Woo! It's Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille
Shaquille
O'Neal.
O'Neal. Last week it was a special not Christmas, Star Wars edition.
Best.
If you want to know why I've got Christmas on the brain when I'm thinking about Star Wars, you need to subscribe to R-CADE Glasgow's Patreon right now and check out the recent gameplay of Super 3D Noah's Ark. In the meantime, we talk about our own special Jesus, and that's Shaquille O'Neal. We spin his big, beautiful face in circles, and he gives us a different celebrity's name every week. We then have to make puns based on their name.
It's our special Jesus. Hello. I'm gonna click on his face now. Are we ready?
No, I need to give an example.
Oh, go for it.
Shaquille O'Neal goes fishing. Shaquille O'Reel's one in. That's an example of how this game works. We start with Lewis, then we go to Nari, then we go to me, then we go to Andrew. If anyone can't give an answer or there's a break, they're knocked out. We take a deep breath. And then we go again.
Okay.
Let us play.
Spinning!
I'm holding out for Orlando Bloom this week.
We had that already.
Yeah.
Oh! It's everyone's favourite Catwoman, Halle Berry.
So we start with Lewis. I don't know why he keeps getting the benefit of having to go first every time we do
Is it a
it.
benefit?
It is, because you've got so many options. Although this one is quite hard now that I'm thinking about it. Are we ready? We'll start with the deep breath. Lewis, take us away.
Halle Berry is a red Haribo sweet Harry Cherry.
Did he say Harry Cherry there?
No, he said Halle. He said Halle.
Halle Berry is getting into horror films. Halle Scary.
Halle Berry is very happy. She's Halle Mary.
What? Oh,
Mary.
Mary, like
Mary,
oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Like The Hobbit, yeah, okay. Halle Berry is Halle Berry. Wait, I had one. What the? Halle Berry hasn't shaved in a while. Halle Hairy. There you go. That's what I was trying to get to.
Halle Berry is drunk. Harry Sherry.
Ooh.
Halle Berry is from a specific region in Ireland. Halle Derry.
Halle Berry is an expensive high fashion brand that makes bags. Bally Berry.
Okay. Halle Berry. Halle Berry. It's really hard to say.
Yeah, it's definitely a tongue twister.
Halle Berry changes her sex. Gary Berry. I don't know. Oh, God.
Do you keep stealing me? I was like, this is never gonna fly, but then you just hit out with it. Halle Berry is getting married to the actor who played The Mask, Halle Carey.
Halle Berry is now the main character in a movie and book series based around a wizard. It's Harry Berry, yeah.
I can't think of one, so I will drop out and take this time to remind the chat, if you have any suggestions for this, put them in the R-CADE Glasgow Discord so they do not tempt us to steal
Yeah,
them.
they sometimes
We see them in
In
chat.
fact,
No, it's
we can just do this if you want. That's a lot easier.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Halle. Oh, is it me?
Well,
Oh,
I'm
breathe.
out, so we
breathe.
take a deep breath.
We breathe.
Andrew, go.
Halle Berry is a small fictional version of herself, Halle Fairy. I don't believe in
Halle
fairies. Sorry.
Berry
Oh, it died.
is a forageable fruit. Harry Strawberry.
You said Harry. You definitely said Harry.
I think you're just hearing me wrong.
Only change the content, really.
To be fair, Nadia. To be fair, you have one good ear. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
Halle Berry has
You're putting
moved
emphasis on Berry then, not the
to
first
another
one.
state because she wants a bit more sunshine. Halle Berry.
Halle. Excuse me.
Go on, man.
Halle Berry has gone a bit mental. Doolally Berry.
Oh, that was a good one this late in the game.
Thank you, Sam.
Halle Berry is lady with mind powers, Carrie Berry.
Halle Berry has recently become the owner of a chocolate orange factory, Halle's Harry.
Halle Berry will help you get from one shore to another. Halle Ferry.
Get me out.
Is out. We take the deep breath, then we go with Nadia, and I can't wait for this game to be over so I can tell you my worst one ever. Well, Nadia, take us away.
Halle Berry is a small yellow bird. Halle Canary.
Harry, huh? Yeah.
I correct myself. Halle Canary.
Halle Berry is a picturesque part of Ireland. Galway Berry. I was trying to say that right there. Oh, that was really hard. I don't know.
Halle Berry has emigrated to a, let me get this correct, an African country, Somali Berry.
Nice. Halle Berry has got quite the potty mouth. Halle Sweary.
Halle Berry just really needs to get on with things. Dilly Dally Berry.
Halle
Harley.
It's really hard to say. Halle Berry is so loud. Halle Blairy.
Halle Berry just really wants to help people. Halle Carey.
We had Carey already with the Jim
We had
Carrey.
Carrey.
We had
I
Carey
love it.
already. Yeah.
That is out. Andrew's the winner this week. I don't believe we have time for a second
I had
round.
one more just in case, and it was Halle Berry caught me, Halle and Snary.
I had a very bad one, which was Halle Berry is in the army now, military.
Just military.
I had Halle Berry is keeping count. Halle Berry.
There we go. Awesome, perfect. Well, we need to get out of here
We do.
because people have things to do.
We do.
D&D game to go to.
Nadia's got to go and slay orcs.
Slorks.
I'm gonna go.
I thought that was a player's handbook. that you
Yeah.
grabbed.
We're apparently going up to level 3 and I've got to build my College of Whispers bard.
We're going to end this
pardon me.
YouTube video right here.
Oh my lord. Wonderful. What's happening here? We'll tell you what, we'll do our catch-up thing as a thing another time, because we all need to be places. So we're actually going to end the stream properly. Are we?
I'll delete my don't go anywhere message. Goodbye.
Love you.
Guys, thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Lewis. And thank you to my throat for holding up for the entire show.
But if you keep going, again, Bobcat Goldthwait, it's a career opportunity.
I mean, like I say, 8 o'clock tonight, yesterday's news goes live on our YouTube channel. If you want to see me sound even more ill, because that was the first thing I did today, go check out that video. It's bad. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you next time. Everyone say bye! Bye! Bye!
As I play with my chest hair, the hair on my chesticles.